1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. Hey guys, me host Superstar, thank you very much for tuning in. Look what I've got! It's Freddy. But before we get on with today's video, guys, which is your favourite movie from the franchise? I'll let you know mine at the end of today's video, but comment down below your favourite of the Freddy movies. Come here, Nancy. It's time to review Freddy Krueger. This is such an awesome figure. This is the 30th anniversary figure for A Nightmare on Elm Street. One of my favourite franchises of horror growing up because it was so silly, and I never considered it a horror. Even as a young man watching it, I wasn't ever really scared of Freddy. I found him more funny and engaging rather than a horror villain. So I've got this is my second Freddy figure. I actually own more Jasons than Freddys. I've got like 4 Jasons. I've only got the 2 Freddys, and my other one's a bit battered at this point due to the fact that I've been using him a lot for action figure photography, and some of the Neca figures aren't as durable. But this one is very nice. This is the 30th anniversary edition, and I no longer have the box for him. It's a bit of an older figure at this point in my collection, but I thought with it being Halloween, I would give him a quick once over. So guys, this is the figure itself. It is very nice. The hat does come off, and he's got some different heads that I'll show you in a moment. But his head is on a ball joint, so you can make him look up and down as well as left and right. His arms do lift up at that top hinge and do also rotate. There's also rotation in the arm, which also bends as well with a single hinge elbow, and his hands are on ball joints. There's no crunch or anything, but there is a little bit of a waist swivel there. You can sort of crunch it a little bit there. The legs do lift out quite far actually, as well as forwards, backwards. There is the knees as well, with also rotation. You can also move his legs outwards and stuff. So there is a lot of give there. And the feet are on rocker and pivots, and you can put little holes. These little holes, so you can use them for a display base. Now, when I pose up my Freddy, I always remember something that Robert Englund said at a convention, which when they were talking about like how did you get into character for Freddy, and he said the one thing that he always remembered, he always wanted was the glove. You know, like how a cowboy stands with his hand sort of on his hip, you know, with ready to draw the gun. He wanted Freddy to have that same thing, so the claw was always like whoosh. It's like a quick draw with the claw. So he always stood. He always had his hands sort of like cocked like that, as if he was a cowboy, like putting his hand on the trigger. So then he could just whoosh, lift it up really fast. That was one of those little tidbits. So I always kind of try and get Freddy to sort of stand a little bit cocked to one side like a cowboy. And that always seems to work, and especially when you put the Stetson on as well. I tend to have his Stetson pretty low. I know a lot of people put on the back of the head like that so you can see his face. I actually prefer it when in some of the later movies when Freddy did this with the hat, so you could barely see his eyes, and I think that looks more sinister on photos, so that you just see the grin. Hello, Nancy. 9, 10, never sleep again. It's been a long time since I've seen the franchise. I'm tempted to re-watch it this Halloween. It's on my list of films to kind of get through this October. But he does have a couple of other head sculpts. This is the main one that I like to use, which is the smiling sculpt. But he does also come with a more sterner face if you want in a bit more of a stern expression. If I can just pop this head off. It's been on here a long time, so it's going to be a bit of a trouble to pop it. There we go. So the secondary sculpt is a bit more of a plain-faced Freddy. A bit sterner, a bit more serious. A little bit more stoic. And then you've got the one with the sort of burnt off face, which is a bit more sinister. You do also get the accessory of the face of is Nancy's mum, isn't it? I think it's Nancy's mum. And I like to put that one over the top of this face. It doesn't really sit well on it. But if you can get it to sit on top of this face, then it looks more sinister when you like tear it off and he's got that underneath. But I believe that loose skin face sits better on the actual Freddy face. It sits on the nose and stuff. Oh, it was the stern expression I managed to get it onto, wasn't it? Yeah, so if you use the stern Freddy face expression, it actually sits on, and then... He also comes with the glove with the that has the fingers chopped off and that are bleeding out the green blood. And he also comes with the phone, which has got the Freddy mouth on the end of it. So that again, a little bit more sinister. Come on, don't you want to play a little game with me? So yeah, Freddy faced the Dream Warriors and Nancy through many of the different movies and adventures, and even faced Nancy again as Heather Langenkamp, the actress, in Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And I do have the New Nightmare figure to review later on this week, guys. So if you do like your Freddys, make sure you come back later on this week. Strange World Collectibles did hook us up with an awesome Freddy figure for review. So guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head on down to the desk cam to give you guys an up-close personal look at Freddy. So guys, here is Freddy out of the packaging looking sweet. I love this figure so much. He's so nice. Like I said, I love with the hat over the eyes, so you just get the sinister grin unless you get quite low to see the eyes underneath. I really like the way that just looks, especially when you've got him sort of in a walking pose, with him leaning sort of into someone. It just looks so much sinister. But if we take the hat back a little bit, you'll be able to see the face sculpt underneath, which again is very nicely done. Looks just like Robert Englund in the movie. They've done a great job with all the little pieces and all the little skin bits missing and things like that to make it look really gruesome. The eyes are a little bit, I don't know, a little bit dead behind the eyes for me. But they've added, look at the gums and things on his teeth. That's just detailing. Even his jumper, it's like got little holes in and it looks messy, and he's got like the sleeves are like blackened and stuff. So even that, oh God, it's falling. So even that is like really attention to detail for me. Then you've got the glove as well, which looks worn and used and covered in like red bits and stuff. Like a bit of rust and that on the blades. He's even got blackened hands and stuff. So they've done really well at keeping the theming of him looking just, you know, all like messed up and stuff like that. And then they've got the other sculpts as well for this one. So we've got the more sinister Freddy sculpt. Again, very nice. Then we've got the screaming face sculpt. Then we've got the weird accessories, which I've never really used. That phone's going to get some use in the photos though in a minute. That's a cool concept. And there you got the tongue sticking out the end. And then the glove with the fingers missing and the bleeding. Very cool ideas. And the figure is great. It's just an awesome figure. But guys, what are your thoughts on this Freddy Krueger figure? Is it one you're going to be picking up for your collection? Again, this is the 30th anniversary version of the Ultimate Neca Freddy. It's still available at some retailers like Geeky Nerd Toys. They've still got one, I believe. So please go check them out. And other toy websites I recommend using. You've got Comics and Cocktails, Kapow Toys, and In-Demand Toys. Go check out the websites. But guys, let's go back to the main cam and finish off this video. Alright guys, as promised, my favourite in the Freddy franchise is Dream Warriors. Dream Warriors was my favourite one, just due to the fact that they're all a bit nerdy and they play Dungeons and Dragons, and I imagine if that's the film that, like, the moment that Freddy was going to get me and my friends, it would be during a game of Dungeons and Dragons. So I always loved that, and the fact that the Dream Warriors learned that they could actually fight back against Freddy using their dreams. It's a really cool concept. And my second favourite in the franchise, it's not even part of the franchise, Freddy vs. Jason. I know a lot of people look down on that movie, but I was a kid when Freddy vs. Jason came out. I was about 11, not even 11, was I about 9, 10 years old? And that film came out, and, no, about 11 or 12, when that film came out, and basically, I snuck in to one of the cinemas, which would come out on one screen, and I saw it written above, you know, Freddy vs. Jason. And me and my friends kind of like bolted into the cinema and we caught like the last 20 minutes of the movie. So we caught the epic fight scene, really, you know, on the lake with Freddy and Jason. And that just cemented it in my mind as a kid, you know, Freddy and Jason as being like the pinnacle of horror. And as many people have tried to get me onto the Halloween movies, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and so many others over the years, for me it always comes back to Freddy and Jason and locked in that eternal conflict. So, in my mind, they're still fighting to this day. It captured my imagination as a kid, and it still does as an adult now, and I wish they would bring back the Freddy vs. Jason comics. Because I believe they released like a couple-part issue at the time. I wish they would go back and make some more, because Freddy and Jason, like I said, they're eternally locked in war in my mind. What about you guys? Which is your favourite movie? Have you left me a comment down below? Please leave us a comment down below if you haven't already with your favourite memory of Freddy Krueger. Guys, what are your thoughts on this Freddy? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this review, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribing really supports us, it really helps us out, and it helps us to keep making awesome videos. But thank you very much for watching, guys, and until next time, never sleep again. Bye!